Hi, good morning, Rise to Diamond, and happy Monday. Today is Monday, May 13th, and I'm coming to you live here from Carmel, Indiana on another rainy day. So hoping we see some sunshine today. It has been a super early morning for me, up at 3:30 a.m. to take my girls to the airport this morning. One goes back to New York City, one goes back to Raleigh, and I wanted to come in here and talk to you and get this done this morning because I wanted to kind of set the tone for your Monday. And also, practically, logistically, we're having some work done. I've got some lighting that's being changed out that's happening a little later. So I wanted to get this done before, also my hair, you guys, this hair. I want to get that done before the workers were here. So hang on, I'm going to shut this little sliding door just in case. I've got some items to talk to you this morning about. I've got 5 items that I want to talk to you about this morning, and they do include some of your questions from last week that we didn't get to, just a little smidge. So first I want to talk to you about something that I saw come up in your questions a lot. So I went back and looked at some of the questions that you had posted last Sunday, and some of those I addressed on the live that we did last Monday. So I want to talk to you about sort of a mindset that I saw over and over in those questions. So if you are, if you're on this live, because I see that there are 4 of you on here, you know, if you could just put a comment. I see there are 5 of you on here now, and I know this is kind of an odd time, might be a little early for some of you as you're getting your kids off to school. I'd like you to drop a comment below so that I know who is here. Otherwise, I don't know who's here. So just put a comment below so I know who is on here live and watching live. Even if you've got other stuff going on, even if you're watching and making breakfast for your kids, if you'll just drop a little comment on here, that would be great. And then I know who's on here. And I'm going to talk about 5 items today. The first one comes from the questions that I saw listed last Sunday. There were probably 90 plus comments, which is amazing. And over again, I saw this same, I'm going to call it disease, the same sort of disease or the same sort of mindset come up. And I want us to just be transparent about it and get rid of it, because the mindset that I saw come up over and over again, the mindset that I saw come up in your questions, and even you would even type it, like it's like you're doing it, and for some reason you said, "Oh, I just don't know," and is the disease of overthinking. The disease of overthinking. I saw that come up in your questions. I saw some of you ask a question and then actually even say, well, maybe I'm overthinking it, which means you know you are. And what that disease, the disease of overthinking does, what it does is create in your mind, in your mind, not in reality, just in your mind, it creates a reason why this business won't work for you. Just for you. Like out of all the people in the world, why the business won't work, just for you. When you overthink something and when you call it that, and when you use that as a reason, first of all, you've created that, because what does overthinking actually look like? At what point is it overthinking? When you go to respond, okay, so I get a message from a person who's interested in joining my next challenge group. We'll say challenge group in here because we know what that means, my next challenge group. And I stop and I think about my response before I send it back to her. Is that overthinking? Or is that just taking some time to reflect, to send a thoughtful answer? Then if she responds back to me, and then again, I take some time and I look at my answer, or I think about what I want to say before I send it, is that overthinking? Or is that actually just taking a minute to reflect. So I guess the question that you have to ask yourself, and Caroline, we're not talking about people in Australia right now, so we're talking about overthinking. The question that we have to ask ourselves is, who gets to quantify or decide exactly what overthinking is? You taking a moment to consider your answer and answer someone's question appropriately is not overthinking. That's called being a good coach. It's called being an active listener and giving them the correct information. You not sending out invitations or not following up isn't overthinking. It's just you not doing the work. So this whole overthinking concept is a little bit like the concept that we say we're overwhelmed. This is something that we completely create in our minds. We want to give ourselves a reason why this business won't succeed for us for some reason. I don't know why you wouldn't want it to succeed for you, but you want to give yourself a reason why it won't. So you all of a sudden start saying, well, I'm so overwhelmed, or I'm overthinking. So that's why. No, those are just concepts. And who gets to decide who's where? I just don't understand at what point it's considered overthinking. Taking a moment to reflect and send a good response is not overthinking. Not inviting and not following up isn't overthinking. It's just not taking action. So I think you're misnaming what's happening. Not inviting and not following up and not responding to people, that's just not taking action. That's not overthinking. That's just not doing the work. But taking a little bit of time to respond appropriately, to respond with kindness, to respond with empathy or the correct information that they're asking, that's not overthinking. That's giving an informed answer. So I don't know who has decided or who gets to decide at what point you've crossed the line into overthinking. I just don't even think that that's a concept. I think what it is in regards to this business, I think what it is just not doing the work. So let's just call it what it is and say, well, I'm just not doing the work. It's not that I'm overthinking it, I'm just not doing it. And once we do that, well, gosh, we can correct that, right? It's just like the concept of being overwhelmed. Who gets to decide what overwhelmed is? You can feel busy. Sure, we're all busy. But who gets to decide what overwhelmed is? That's just a made up BS in your head and you've put a label on it. So now that's a reason why I can't succeed in this business because I'm so overwhelmed. Really? No, you just decide you can't succeed in this business because you just made that decision. Not because you're overwhelmed. Because nobody's busier than anybody else. Nobody. We all have stuff to do. So let's just stop giving life these negative terms and giving ourselves this reason why we can't build this business as if the business works for everybody else but us. Out of 400,000+ coaches, the business works for 399,999 other people, but not you because you're so overwhelmed and you just overthink everything. Well, that doesn't even make sense. No. So you have to, I'm begging you have to stop the over dramatization and the over emotion and just do the work and stop giving it some name like overwhelm or overthink and just take action. That will solve your overwhelm and your overthink. Just do it. So I was on a call a couple weeks ago that I had organized for some of the leaders in my business, on my team. And it was with Kate Schultes, who's, I'm actually doing a mastermind with her a little bit later today. Hold, please. And her mindset is so refreshing in that if she thinks of her social media like a bricks and mortar store. And if someone comes into your bricks and mortar store, so when I was working at The Limited, it's Express now, but when I was working at The Limited, if someone walked into my store in The Limited, my job is to connect them with the clothing that they want, to greet them, to serve them well. They have willingly walked into my store. So Kate Schulte's mindset is, if someone is viewing her social media, especially her stories, if someone's viewing her Instagram stories, she considers that the same as walking into a store. So if someone is viewing my Instagram stories, it's like they've walked into The Limited. And that gives me permission to invite them. So rather than overthinking or being overwhelmed or wondering what work there is to do, if someone is watching your stories or liking your posts, it's like they've walked into your store and they've sort of said, I'm interested in what you have. So Kate says, if they've walked into my store, if they're viewing my social media, they're interested in what I have, I'm inviting them. Now, just like when I worked at The Limited, someone walked into The Limited and my job is to serve them, to help connect them with the articles of clothing that they wanted, but they very well could walk out that day and not buy anything, and then they might come back later, or maybe we just didn't have what they were looking for, or they just weren't in the mood to buy that day, or they had other stuff on their mind, or they walked in, they kind of want something, but they also have other expenses, and a myriad of reasons. They walk in, they don't buy anything. It doesn't mean I'm not going to try to connect them with the clothing that they want or to serve them well. My dogs. Just like someone's watching you on your social media, if they're watching your stories or they're liking your posts or whatever it might be, your job is to serve them, whether they buy anything or not. And they may buy something or they may not, but you're still going to invite them. So I hope I'm articulating that correctly, enough for you to understand that if someone's watching your stories and liking your social media, consider that them walking into your bricks and mortar store and that they are interested and you're inviting them. And for the love of all things, don't go, well, I'm just going to overthink this invitation. No, they've walked into your store, send them an invite. So simple. Like, hey, I noticed that you have been following my stories. Thank you so much for doing that. I'm getting ready to open up my next online fit boot camp, whatever you call it. Love to have you join me. Would you like more info? I mean like a 3-sentence copy paste type of invite. Here's what's interesting. Kate shared that she'll send 60-ish of those a day. And she is making sure to have a lot of dialogue on her Instagram. So she's got a lot of people that are watching her stories. And she's sending 60 plus of these a day out. She's going over their profile to see if they're a coach or not. And first of all, if you're private on Instagram and you get an invitation from someone because they don't know you're a coach, that's on you. Because why are you private? It's called social. So you need to be public so that everyone can see you. And then she's sending these 60 plus invites a day. She goes, it takes me maybe 28 minutes. I'm literally copying and pasting. And I loved this perspective so much that I wanted to make sure I shared it with you. So, Caroline, you send a share a cart after you've had multiple conversations with them and that you have created the share a cart together. What we're talking about right now is just invitations. So someone's walking into your store. That means they're showing interest. They're walking into your social media. They're sharing interest. If they're showing interest, just like someone walked in, like imagine if you walk into Starbucks, you're interested in getting something at Starbucks, right? I'm interested in getting my unsweetened green iced tea. That's why I walked into Starbucks. I didn't just walk into Starbucks to like wander around Starbucks and I'm not interested in anything. I'm going there because I'm interested in something. So if they're on your social media, they're interested in something that you have, consider that an invitation to you to invite them. If they don't want it, they'll say no. Who cares? That's not on you. That would be like me when I worked at The Limited. I might say, here's this shirt or here are these pants or whatever. They might have said no. I did not run screaming from The Limited saying, I suck, I should leave, and I should never sell clothes again. No, I went, all right, cool. What else can I connect them with? Or maybe this just isn't their day. And I kept working. It's not up to us whether they say yes or no. It's up to us to invite them. And if they're showing up on your social media, they're walking into your store, and you can invite them. And Sydney Maurer, who I'm sure many of you know in corporate, shared this with some of my leaders last week. Who are we to decide for someone else? And she has a story that I hope you get to hear sometime, but it's her story. I want her to tell it to you. But she shares a story that, you know, she knew someone who was blah, 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 and they didn't invite her. And the person who didn't invite Sydney before she worked at Beachbody was like, well, you look like you got it all together. You know, why would you need Beachbody? And Sydney said, I just remember thinking, who are you to decide for me what I need and what I don't need? Who are you to decide that, you know, maybe I need more fitness in my life. Maybe I need that shake in my life. Maybe I need income. Maybe I need a community, whatever. Who are you to decide for me? So take those two sort of concepts and mash them together. They've showed up on your social media, so they've walked into your store. That means they're fair game for an invite because they're showing interest. And who are we to decide for someone else whether this is right for them or not? That's not our job. That is not our job. Our job is to simply do the invite and then continue a conversation back and forth with more information. Our job is not to decide for someone else. So that kind of goes along with the disease of overthinking. Okay, number 2, quickly. The other piece that Sydney Maurer shared with some of my leaders that I wanted to make sure that I shared with you, when you are struggling what to post, to sort of open up your bricks and mortar so people show interest, when you're struggling what to post, make a list of the 20 items. I don't like the word things, so I'm gonna say items or concepts or changes maybe that you love about Beachbody. The programs, the products, the business, the community, all of it. What it's done for you in your life, what you love about it, just all of it. Make a list of 20. Okay, maybe it's, you know, freedom. Maybe it's more income. Maybe it's this shake that makes your nutrition so much easier. Maybe it's the convenience of fitness. Maybe it's new for whatever it might be. Try to make a list of 20 items that you love about Beachbody. Try to rattle them off. Boom, 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 boom. Those 20 those 20 become your next 20 social media posts. So when you're trying to think, gosh, I don't even know what to talk about today, you made a list of 20 ways, 20 changes, 20 things, for lack of a better word, that Beachbody has changed, has affected your life. Those 20 items become your next 20 social media posts. And when you get through, so that's like 3 weeks of social media posts. And when you get through with those, go back and recycle them again. And go back and recycle them again. And you want to get to the point where people know your story and why you love this so much, they can almost recite it back to you. And what you're doing is continuing to keep your bricks and mortar store open. Any questions on that? Any questions on that? Isn't that such a great concept when you're trying to think, gosh, what do I post today? Have you ever made a list of the 20 items, changes, concepts, whatever it might be that you love about Beachbody? Make that list today. So Sydney actually required my leaders to make that list of 20 and send it to her. Have you ever thought about doing that for added accountability? Instead of going, oh yeah, that's a great idea. What if you got off this live, wrote down your 20 and sent it to your upline coach? What if you got off this live, wrote down your 20 and posted that list below in this thread? You just had 20 new social media posts and you wrote that list down. What if everyone in this group did that and we saw all these 20 lists and that generated even more ideas for our social media posts? What if? Do you think we could do that? Do you think that below this video, we could post our list of 20 and then start using that to open our bricks and mortar to share with people how this business, how this team, how this product, how this program, how this, all of this has changed our lives? And then what if we all in this group did that? Could we come up with just this unbelievable list of ways that Beachbody has changed our lives and create an incredible resource for social media posts? Sounds pretty cool. So let's make that our call to action. That's number 2. Number 3, I saw a lot of people on the questions before talking about how inviting is so hard. Why is inviting so hard? You know, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, but inviting is so hard. Inviting is so hard because you are not focusing on your belief in the products and the programs right now. You are focusing on your invitation to the business being a direct reflection or connection or correlation to you. And yes, someone who's coming into the business underneath you is working with you, but you're really inviting them to your team, not just you, but your larger team. You're inviting them to Team Beachbody. You're inviting them to the possibility, potential that they can create, but you're also drawing on your belief in the products and programs. You're not drawing on necessarily, because remember, none of you are diamond yet. So we're not talking about trying to get to 15 star by Thursday. We're talking about trying to get to 12 coaches. So you don't have to draw on some, well, I'm an amazing leader, so let me invite. No. Number 1, you're inviting to your team. If you don't have rock solid belief in your own team, of which you are a part, Diesel Nation, Rockstar Fit, Sparta Nation, if you don't have belief in that larger team, then what the heck are you even doing as a coach? So you need to be drawing on your belief in the team to invite and mixing that in, comboing that with your rock solid belief in the products and programs. So stop thinking of inviting as some invitation for you to mentor and lead these people onto the promised land. No, you are inviting them to your team, and you're basing that in your rock solid belief in the products and programs that you know have changed your life. That's what you're doing. So there should be zero qualms about inviting to the business, because it's not about inviting to this business that you've started and you've created and you know all the answers to, and it's all about you being this mentor. No, you're inviting to the business that relies on this unbelievable team with all these resources that they can tap into, that you will help them tap into to help them grow. And you're inviting them to be part of something that can change your life because of your rock solid belief in the products and programs. So if you are getting squirmy and wormy and wonky about inviting, you're connecting it to the wrong thing. You're connecting it to, well, I have to be some amazing mentor in order to invite. No, you do not. You are part of an amazing team, whatever team you're on. And you are inviting them to join that team, and you're basing that in your absolute undying belief that our products and programs can help them get results. And again, if you don't think that, then what are you even doing here? Period. So combo those two. I have a team on which I can rely. I know these products and programs will get the results. I'm going to invite. Period. Please, for the love of all things, remove the drama from it. Stop being all emo about it. You're not overthinking it. You're not overwhelmed, and inviting isn't hard unless you decide that it is. Okay? Rock solid belief in the products and programs. Rock solid belief in what the team can do. Boom. You don't have, then if you have that belief, then that's all you're tapping into. Period. Done. Okay, that's number 3. Number 4, I saw some people ask some questions about tracking. I'm not really sure what the question is, because I saw it on there, and I still in the question I couldn't figure out what the question was, because if you are using that business activity tracker, I don't care what tracker you're using, but if you're using the business activity tracker, there is plenty of room for follow-ups and notes about follow-ups, because you can have it. Where is it? You guys, I moved so many things around on my desk now that I can't find my spiral bound, because I have a lot on my desk right now. But in my business activity tracker, you've got your front for your daily activities, but just flip it over on the back. That's where your follow-ups go. So I was confused about the confusion about tracking, because front daily activities, back follow-ups. Make your notes on the back. Next day, next page, front daily activities, back follow-ups. If someone on one day needs to be followed up with again, just put them on the next day. So if that doesn't work for you, if that business activity tracker doesn't work for you, then just get a different system. Use a notebook. Use a notebook. Get a different system. Stop making it complicated. When you're the more complicated you make it, all you're doing is making excuses why you can't build this business because you're scared. I'm not really sure what you're scared about, because all I know is I got 3 girls who are depending on me and that I want to send to college, and that I want to give them every opportunity they can. So I better bust my booty to build this business so I can make that happen. That removes all fear, because I got a pretty big why. What's your why? What do you want to do? And it may not start off big. Remember, mine didn't. I wanted to buy some shoes and some music. But once you start to tap into how powerful this business can be, and you have to be tapping into that by now because you want to be diamond, so you see how powerful it can be, then there's really nothing to be scared about, to be creating excuses about. This is so human, you guys. This is so human, and especially female. We all do it in different ways. But let Christina and Trina and I, with our years of business experience, shorten the learning curve for you. I'm telling you right now, 100% guarantee, you're not any more overwhelmed than anybody else. I don't know where the term overthinking comes from, because I don't know who gets to qualify that. Who gets to decide at one point you're overthinking, at one point you're just thinking? I don't know. You. So just decide you're going to stop calling it that, and then stop. Decide that you're going to make a list of 20 items that you love about Beachbody, and that's going to be your social media posts. Decide that you're inviting to your team and you're tapping into the power of the products and the programs, and that's what you're inviting to. So now you're going to invite. Decide that if someone has watched your story or looked at your social media posts, it's like they've entered into your bricks and mortar, and that they might like an invitation. And decide it's not our job to decide for them. It's our job to present the invitation, just like someone did for us. It's not our job to decide for someone else. It's our job to give them the invitation, and then maybe give them more information should they ask for it, and continue to give that to them so that they can make the decision. It's not our job to do that. Decide on the tracking system that you want to use, and also embrace the fact that that tracking system might change. I have always been a notebook kind of person. I must write it down with a pencil, not a pen, on a piece of paper. I must. Some people love digital trackers. Figure out what works for you. Also embrace that 3 months from now, another system might come along that works better for you. Awesome. These are simply decisions. These are not concepts that take skill or talent. No one is born with this. You just make the decision. No one's born more motivated or inspired than someone else. They've simply made the decision and they're following through. That's all you're doing. Take the drama and emotion out of it and just do the action. Let the drama and emotion come when you realize you're changing lives, including your own. But when it comes to inviting, take the drama and the emotion out of it. And last, I want you to think about Diamond this way, and then I'll look at some of your questions. I'll look at some of these in just a second. So last, when you achieve Diamond, you cycle at a higher pay rate than Emerald. No matter how many times you cycle higher, $18, which is higher than an Emerald, which is $14. So why, no matter how many times you cycle, no matter how many times, why would we not want to maximize the amount of income that we can make? No matter what kind of business we want to build, big business, small, whatever, why do we not want to maximize the amount of income we make? If we can make a little bit more, why not do that? And then let that grow. And if you're like, I make enough money. I don't really need any more money. I just want to get to diamond because I want to help people. Awesome. Then don't you want to help more people? Don't you want to help even more people and not just like a little few people? Whatever your motivation is, if your motivation is income, then you need to get to diamond because you don't cycle any higher than at that diamond. But the bigger business you build, the more times you cycle, clearly, the more money you can make. But you will make more at diamond than you will at emerald. So when you're sitting here at emerald, you're losing money that you could be making at diamond. So stop messing around and get to diamond so that you can make more income. No matter how many times you cycle, you will make more at diamond because you're cycling at a higher rate. So get yourself there so you can be cycling at a higher rate no matter if you just want to be a diamond business, a 5-star diamond business, a 10-star diamond business, a 15-star diamond business. From diamond, you cycle at that same rate. So what are we doing sitting down here at emerald, cycling at this when we could be up here cycling at this? Let's get practical about that. If income is your driver, let's get practical about it and get to diamond so we can make more money. If income is not your driver, and you're like, I just want to help more people, then help more people. Help more. Because if your driver is that you want to know that you're making a lot of life change, then help more people. More than 2. At Emerald, you've helped 2. Awesome. Let's help more. Let's help 200. Let's keep helping. If that happens to create your income, also, that's awesome. But if your goal is, I just want to help more people, then help more people. Don't just help 2. So whatever your driver is, tap into that. Own it. I am so okay with the fact that I want to make money in this business because I am a CEO and this is a business. And the beautiful part to me is I get to make money doing what I love, changing others' lives. I'm okay with making money doing that. I would not be okay with making money doing something crappy or not having impact. The fact that I get to do what I love and truly make a difference and make money at it that changes the lives of my family? Are you kidding me? Give me that all day long, all day. But if you're like, I don't care about the money, awesome. Do you want to change lives? Then let's change more lives. Whatever your driver is, tap into it. Use it. That's your fuel. Okay, recap. We're getting rid of the word overwhelm. We're getting rid of the word overthinking. We're not even doing that. That is self-imposed. We've decided that. And you can't even quantify that. So we're done with that. No more of that. We're making our list of 20 items. We're going to post it here in the thread. If we're being challenged or if we're scared to invite, we have to tap into our belief in the products and the programs. And remember that we're inviting to the team. We're not inviting to be some amazing mentor right out of the gate. We're inviting to the team and tapping into our belief in the products and programs and how they can get results. We are tracking in a way that works for us. We're not making it complicated. We're not asking questions about how do I track? You know how to track. You're a grown-up. You're CEO of a multi-million-dollar business. You're going to track in a way that works for you. Absolutely explore more than one way of tracking to find the one that works for you and then just do it. And it doesn't matter if your success partner tracks digitally and you want a notebook, whatever works for you, as long as it's consistent, do it. And last, tap into what drives you. If it's income, then get your booty up to diamond so you're making more money. If it's, I just want to help people, then get your booty up to diamond because you're helping more people. Whatever is your driver, tap into that and then use it as your fuel. Let me go back here and just see if there's any questions. Kathleen, I'm curious, there are so many small-minded people that can try to tear you down. Okay, why are you surrounding yourself with those people, Kathleen? I don't know, Kathleen, you and I don't know each other very well, but I think at this point you probably know that I don't really play, I just tell you the truth. So the truth is, of course there are small-minded people, and there always will be wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever you're doing. But why would you surround yourself with those people? That's the beauty of this business, is that there are so many people in it that dream big. Get those people in your life. Was I always as confident? No. And I don't know that I'm that confident or more confident than anyone else. I just know this business changes lives. So yeah, I can talk about it with confidence because it does. And whether it changed my life or I'm looking around at the 400,000 coaches and customers and challengers, all I have to do is look at my 92-year-old mom who drinks Shakeology every day. That creates confidence in me. I look at my children who drink Shakeology every day. I look at my family whose lives are different because of this business. That instills confidence. Am I confident in everything I do? I'm human, so no. But am I confident that this business can change lives? Yes, and that's all I need to know. And you need to be that confident too. And if you're not, then you got to work on that, period. You have to work on that. I mean, how can you not be? How can you not be so supremely unbelievable? How's it not pouring out of your ears that this business can change lives when you look around and see the thousands of befores and afters that these products and programs have created? Like, you have to be. Do you sometimes when someone talks to you about, fitness health, you want to go, are you even crazy? Are you even having this conversation with me right now? Do you know how many befores and afters I could be dishing out to you right now? Like, we change lives. Yeah, I'm confident about this business, and you should be too, because what we've done as Team Beachbody for the past 20 years, nobody else can touch. Okay, I think that's it then. No, I don't see any other questions. So what are we going to do today? We're dropping our list of 20 right below here in this thread. I'll type it in the comments as well, but right below here, you're going to drop your list of 20 items, changes, thought. I mean, I don't know what word to give it that really aptly describes it. Just 20. You're 20, your list of 20. That Beachbody has brought into your life, has changed about your life, that you love about Beachbody, whatever it is. List of 20. And if we can get all 300 lists of 20, you guys, that's like a year of social media posts. Because guess what? You can use someone else's 20. You can use something from someone else's list because chances are it's probably done it in your life too. So just because someone else writes options on their list, but I didn't write that doesn't mean I can't use options. You can use options because chances are it's done it in your life too. Maybe you just didn't think about it on your list of 20. Collaboration. We work together. If we all share our lists of 20, imagine we will not have to think about a social media post from now till the end of the year. You'll have so many ideas. And then if you get to the end of the year, you're just going to go back and recycle those. And that way you're always talking about what this business has done for you in your life. And then you're going to supplement that, put that in there with just your life stuff that might not be Beachbody, and people are going to get to know you on a deeper level. And then they're going to watch your stories and comment on your posts. And that's like them coming into your store, and you're going to invite them, and you're not going to be weird about it because there's nothing weird about it. And off we go. So drop your list of 20. Keep your questions coming. We want to do the best. Trina and Christina and I want to do the best we can to help you, but y'all have to do the work. If you're frittering your time away talking about how overwhelmed you are, that you're overthinking this, or you don't know how to track, or you're not sure about inviting, then you don't want to be Diamond. Because if you want to be Diamond, you'll freaking figure it out. The tracking tool isn't as important as you tracking. The wording in the inviting isn't as important as you inviting. Stop frittering away your energy and your time that you cannot get back with unimportant stuff and start taking action. Because y'all are better than that. You're smart, or you wouldn't even be here. You're smart, and you have a multi-million-dollar business sitting in the palm of your hand. Take action today. How many diamonds can we be celebrating this Thursday? Make it happen, because you can. It's just a decision. It's a decision to put your time and your energy in the right place, to take action, to do the work, and to change lives, including your own. We got work to do. Let's get to it. Have a great Monday.